Okay, so 24, verse 24. But my servant Caleb, because he has had a different spirit and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land which he entered, and his descendants shall take possession of it. So everybody but Caleb is going to die off, and Caleb's going to be able to go into the promised land because of he wanted to go in there. He just wanted to go, and everybody and the spies are like, oh, there's giants there, and we can't possibly do this. And the people listened to them rather than listen to the Lord, who delivered them out of Egypt and has been sustaining them and carrying them. And so he says, Caleb, he's got a different spirit than the rest of you people. He's going to go in. So out of all the people that came out of Egypt, it's going to be Caleb that goes in. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites live in the valleys. Turn tomorrow and set out to the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, how long shall I bear with this evil congregation who are grumbling against me? I have heard the complaints of the sons of Israel, which they are making against me. What a terrible thing to do to the Lord. Here he's shown them nothing but kindness and compassion and a desire to lead them where they are to go. And instead he's met with hostility and rebellion and stiff-neckedness and pride and fear and loathing. And he's had enough. He's had enough. So he's saying, he takes Aaron and Moses aside and he's saying this to them, how long am I going to have to put up with these people? Jesus did the same thing. There were several occasions where Jesus made those same remarks. He would say to his apostles, how much longer must I remain with you? Or how long do I have to be here with you people? Because he was very frustrated that they were hearing him, but weren't understanding what he was saying. And they weren't able to put two and two together for the big picture. And so to that end, God is saying the same thing here. But then he also says, in verse 28, say to them, the Israelites, as I live, says the Lord, just as you have spoken in my hearing, so I will surely do to you. In other words, I've been hearing you this whole time. You guys have been grumbling, and all the things you've been grumbling against, I've heard. And because I've heard, now I'm going to deliver to you what you want, or what you've been grumbling about. 29, it says, your corpses will fall in this wilderness, even all your numbered men. Remember a few chapters back, they numbered everybody from each of the houses, from each of the tribes. Even all of them are now to be falling by the wayside. He says, even all your numbered men, according to your complete number, from 20 years old and upwards, who have grumbled against me. Surely you shall not come into the land in which I swore to settle you, except Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. Your children, however, whom you said would become a prey, I will bring them in, and they will know the land which you have rejected. So the adults there, 20 years and older, God has rejected their and closed the door to their opportunity to enter into the promised land because of their rebellion and their grumbling and everything else. However, their children are a different story. And the Lord's going to allow their children to go into the promised land. I can't imagine hearing this, what Aaron and Moses were thinking. Because God specifically said the only two from that generation, or the generation of 20 years old and over, that were going to be allowed into the promised land were Joshua and Caleb. He didn't say anything about Moses and Aaron, So.
Why, pardon me, ask a question?
Sure.
Moses was told he couldn't go in because instead of speaking to the rock, he struck the rock, and God said you can't have an angry leader go into.
Well, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
But what did Aaron do? Why is Aaron being punished and not able to go into the promised land?
Yeah. Well, he grumbled against God also.
Aaron did? Oh.
Yes, he made the golden calf.
Oh, he did. That's right. Sorry, I forgot.
And what about sorry, I didn't mean to.
And he and Miriam were grumbling against Moses And
That's right.
so there's been a lot of that taking place. So what were you saying, Rachel?
Why not Moses? I forget.
Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. It comes from yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so where am I here?
32? No,
Thank you.
33? 33?
32. But as for you,
33, I think.
your corpses will fall in this wilderness. Your sons shall be shepherds for 40 years in the wilderness, and they will suffer for your
I think Rick's
unfaith.
frozen now.
All right, you guys still there?
Yeah.
Says my internet connection is unstable, and I don't know why that is.
Oh, geez.
Poor Rick, it keeps freezing.
Yeah.
We're playing statue.
Can you hear me?
But it's for you, your corpses will fall.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yeah,
Now
Now,
We
now
can
we
hear.
can.
Yeah.
I've heard that if we stop the video, but still have the audio, it works better.
Oh, okay. Well, let's try that. Everybody turn off their video.
Okay.
Keep the audio going.
I don't know how.
The audio.
I know. Oh, here, stop video. So I usually am on my phone.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
wait,
thinking.
here, here. I have to mute us. There.
All right, are we all still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
here. We're here.
Okay, all right. So
You can-
verse 32, but as for you, your corpses will fall in this wilderness. Your sons shall be shepherds for 40 years in the wilderness. They will suffer for your unfaithfulness until your corpses lie in the wilderness. According to the number of days for which you spied out the land, 40 days, for every day you shall bear your guilt a year, even 40 years, and you will know my opposition. So God is opposed to them for 40 years. When 40 years is completed, all of the people that were delivered from Egypt are expected to have died off. And so it's the next generation that will enter the promised land, except for Joshua and Caleb, who will obviously be leading them by that point. 35. I, the Lord, have spoken. Surely this I will do to all this evil congregation who are gathered together against me. In this wilderness, they shall be destroyed, and there they will die. As for the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land and who returned and made all the congregation grumble against him by bringing out a bad report concerning the land, even those men who brought out the very bad report of the land died by plague before the Lord. But Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, remained alive out of those men who went to spy out the land. Everybody there? Is everybody there? Rachel? You're muted. Did Rachel leave? Marilyn, you there? Terry?
What happened? We couldn't hear you, and then all your words came rushing out to us at once.
We were at 30, we got to 37. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. There.
Okay.
We heard you up to 37.
Okay. Through 37 or to 37?
I think through 37.
Okay, so 38, but Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, remained alive out of those men who went to spy out the land. So in the end, Caleb and Joshua were the only people from that first generation that left Egypt to go into the promised land. Questions, comments?
And all the children and women under 20? Or just
Everybody under
everybody
20. Yeah, everybody under 20 went in.
So it's a very young generation going in, and now they're gonna battle all the things that the spies talked about. You're gonna have to, right? Okay.
Yes, yes.
How many would you say the number is gonna go into Canaan now?
That's, I don't know. I would say it's still in the millions because, the first generation is gone. However, their children are going in, and most times you get one couple have more than two kids. So
Oh, yeah, and it started with 600,000, so it's probably,
yeah, probably 1,200,000.
okay.
Million two. Verse 39, when Moses spoke these words to all the sons of Israel, the people mourned greatly. Oh no. In the morning, however, they rose up early and went up to the ridge of the hill country, saying, here we are, we have indeed sinned, but we will go up to the place with the Lord which the Lord has promised. We'll do it now. Now we'll do it. But Moses said, why then are you transgressing the commandment of the Lord when it will not succeed? Do not go up, or you'll be struck down before your enemies, for the Lord is not among you. He's taken his blessing away. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites will be there in front of you, and you will fall by the sword, inasmuch as you have turned back from following the Lord, and the Lord will not be with you. But they went up heedlessly to the ridge of the hill country. Neither the ark of the covenant of the Lord nor Moses left the camp. Then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in that hill country came down and struck them and beat them down as far as Hormah. So, grumbling against the Lord is not a good idea. Clearly. Grumbling against the Lord produces uncertainty, confusion, and then ultimately destruction. Hey, Rachel and Marilyn, would you mind turning your videos back on? Let's see how this goes, please. It's a little bit more stable. I think Rachel left.
I didn't leave.
What
Done.
did you say? Grumbling and complaining against the Lord causes confusion and what?
And ultimately destruction.
Thank you.
What do we have to grumble against to the Lord?
Nothing. We should have only thankfulness.
Exactly. The whole point of that is the attitude that people know better than God. Now we have to cut, to some degree, we have to cut some slack to the Egyptian refugees there, in that when they were delivered from Egypt, they had grown up under the Egyptian system for multiple generations. This is all they knew. The entire concept of a personal God who cared for them and cared about them and wanted to deal with them specifically and personally was a completely and utterly foreign idea to them. Although the stories had come about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and then Joseph and the 12 tribes entering Egypt and being shown great grace, that was quickly swallowed up with the death of Joseph and the enslavement of the Jews, of the Israelites. And so for the next 400 years, the 12 tribes maintained the idea that they had a God that was of their and for their people, but they didn't know him or know of him personally. It had all been handed down generationally, and over time had pretty much lost its effectiveness. It had become, in their minds, probably more of a fable, a blessed story, a family heirloom kind of thing that came down. But suddenly, here in this generation,
He froze. That's also kind of why I told you guys that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know where I left off. I was mumbling and rambling and
We're
About
39.
400 years, and God was a fable.
yes. And so suddenly this God is alive and active among them. And we've discussed this before, but for Sylvie's sake and to drive home the point, when Moses was on the mountain talking to God, his question to God was, "Who do I say sent me?" He's asking, "What are you, Set, Ra, Isis, Amenhotep? What are you? Which God am I talking to?" You guys there? Okay.
Oh, sorry. We're 39.
This isn't working, you guys. I apologize.
That's okay.
Help it.
We'll have to pick up again next week on Tuesday.
Okay.
This is really disappointing and I apologize.
No, it's not your fault. I mean,
So
you did something.
I think it's a heavy traffic load for the Thanksgiving weekend is what I'm thinking.
Probably, yeah.
So I'm hoping that's what it is. I'm hoping it's not anything other than that. Or maybe I need a new modem. And, anyway, that'll be addressed and taken care of by my ISP on Tuesday.
Okay, well, good luck.
Yeah. So you guys have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
You
Nice to see you,
also.
girls. Rachel, get some rest, honey.
Yeah, my prayers and thoughts are with you, you and your family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's hard and good to meet you, and Sylvie, almost in
Yeah,
person.
Sylvie, thank you for coming today. And I'm
Same
sorry
here.
about this.
Thank you,
No
Sylvia.
worries, Rick. Yeah.
Take care, everybody. I love you all.
Love you.
Good
Bye,
stuff.
See you guys.
Love you too. We'll see you Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Love you, Rachel.
Love you all. Love you too, Terry.
Stick around, baby. Hi,
Hey,
how you doing? You look tired.
I am. Liz is gonna call me an hour before she thinks she'll be done with work, and then I told her to call me because I mute my phone because of the dinging.
Yeah.
So
This
Any-
was bust, wasn't it?
that's okay.